Just having a tool is one thing. We have to get ahead of the game. We have to understand what the challenges are to using it. Sometimes it's more like go in and have a health check.
Mark Boswell, partner at BearingPoint. Hi Mark, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, good to see you. Where I'd like to start, if I can, is the basics. Talk me through the partnership between BearingPoint and Jaggaer. What do you guys do for those who aren't fully in the know, and how does that whole relationship work?
Sure. Well, the partnership we have with Jaggaer has been going for many years. It's very extensive. We're one of their prime partners for implementing their source-to-pay suite of technologies. And we get much more involved in just the technology. We get involved with the change management, taking the client on the journey from the start to the finish. So it's a very good relationship, and it's a global one. And we've got great partnerships in North America, across Europe, and also across Asia as well. So it's extensive. We enjoy it very much.
Now, I'm going to quote from the Jaggaer website, if I may, and that is BearingPoint's deep expertise in working with Jaggaer One can help you implement the platform in a way that meets your specific business needs. Now, in my notes, because I do prep for these things, believe it or not, I've emphasised the deep expertise and the specific business needs parts of that. What does deep expertise mean? What's the difference between that and just knowing how a system works and knowing the heartbeat of a system? Yeah. What's the difference between the two?
Well, we implement several different platforms. So we know the strengths and the challenges that each of those has. So we know really the sweet spot of Jaggaer, and we're able to target the implementations with the Jaggaer platform to specific types of clients. It could be sector specific. It could be public sector versus private sector. It could be something which is at the front of the supply chain, like sourcing and contracting versus payment and invoicing. But the deep knowledge is really goes beyond just the technology. I think we pride ourselves by taking the customer on the journey, understanding what they really need, and not just what procurement needs, what those stakeholders in supply chain and marketing and sales and operations need from the tool, but what's going to help them inspire to use the tool. Because just having a tool is one thing, but that really you get success by people getting traction with the interaction with the tool and using it day in, day out, if that's what they need to do. So yeah, we work with Jaggaer, understand the client needs, and really embed the tool. So the processes and the change management and the organization are really taken on that journey.
And when it comes to specific business needs, how crucial is it that any solution that's presented is right for that organisation, that isn't just off the shelf, that it's tailored for them, that is optimised for them? Mm-hmm. How crucial is that?
It's really crucial. I mean, we deal with all sorts of clients, large and small, public sector, private sector, and across many different areas. And we deal with some clients where actually they don't really need everything that a software platform has got to offer. They'll need specific parts, perhaps just on sourcing and contracting, and they'll use another tool for procure to pay. Or they're really interested in direct materials versus indirect materials and services. So tailoring the need and the different modules that Jaggaer offers is really important. Otherwise, you're going to sell the wrong tool, the wrong application, wasted license fees. But if the client's happy with what they've received, they'll come back to Jaggaer, but they'll also come back to BearingPoint for other consulting services in procurement and outside of procurement. So it's really important to get that relationship right and do the implementation so the client's happy.
AI is obviously the watchword at the moment. It is the talking point. It's infused into everything.
Yes.
How are you working with clients to realise the potential of AI within, such as the Jaggaer platform? How do you go about doing that? Because it's such a complicated field out there at the moment. So many opportunities, so many different technological solutions. How do you go about going through that particular minefield?
Well, I think it starts with us. BearingPoint, we have to get ahead of the game. We have to understand what the challenges are to using it, but also what the opportunities are. And you're right, there is a lot of hype about what it can be used for, but even in the last 3-6 months, I'm really seeing the changes. I see it on our side of the fence when we're talking to clients. I see it when we're talking to Jaggaer, and I think we start with addressing the challenges internally. What would we use it for? How would we apply AI? And then we can be confident when we're talking to our clients about how they would potentially apply AI, whether it's in their sourcing events, perhaps in the speeding up supplier selection, even writing RFXs to get the right tone. Not ignoring the human element, of course, but maybe starting with the basics. We see AI being used for more contract clause comparison. And the area I've seen it expand the most is in the guided buying element. is with the person who's not used to interacting with the procurement platform. It's guiding them what they should do, when they should do it, and how they should do it in an intelligent way. I think that's where I've seen the biggest use case so far in an end-to-end procurement platform.
A key thread to this conversation so far has been the importance of implementation.
Sure.
And this is something that does fascinate me, with my procurement geek hat on for a second. I'm sure you've done many implementations. What is the secret to a really successful one that delivers the full potential benefit? Is it all partners involved playing their bit, playing their part? What's the secret?
Yeah, I think making sure the client selected the right areas of the platform to implement, making sure you bring in the client on the journey, not just IT or procurement. It's all the people that are going to be interacting with the platform, and making sure we got that good mix between the systems implementer, us at BearingPoint, the platform provider Jaggaer, and the client on the receiving end. And for us, it's all about the change management. We've done some large implementations globally, taking 3-4 years, and we've done small implementations taking 6 to 9 months. But the thread that we always put through those implementations is a heavy emphasis on the client receiving the change management and being very accepting of what the end result is going to look like, taking the people on that journey.
I'd love an example if you've got one to hand. Of course, you don't have to name names of the client, where these changes have been implemented. Maybe AI solutions have been involved, potentially with Jaggaer involved, and you've really delivered results, and they've seen results and been delighted with the results. So, have you got one you'd top of your mind?
I have. It's a recent 3-year global implementation where we've had a blueprint to start with. So we have the senior people buying into what the design looks like, and then the change management is very much a cascade through the different regions, through the different countries. We have a lot of emphasis on the change, almost as many resources on the change management and the project management as we've got on the architecture and the implementation and the training of the different modules in source, contract, and procure to pay. So heavy emphasis on the change management, running quizzes, giving prizes, making sure people are really engaged. And there's a fine line between forcing people to use it because it's the corporate way of doing things. The best way is to encourage people and show them it's the best, most effective, most efficient way, not just the only way.
Where do humans come into this? Because it's very easy to say this is the shiny new tool, it's got all of this potential. How do you get the balance right between the technology that's being introduced and, as you were saying there, getting the engagement? The human in the loop is the expression at the moment. How do you get that balance?
I think you start with the business needs. What is it the business is looking to do? Is it looking to expand? Is it looking to have one blueprint? What sort of back end are they running? But I think that sort of area where you really understand the client's needs first, and paint the picture of what the end game will look like, and then take people through on those various stages. I think that's the secret to the implementation.
I'd like to talk optimization for a second as well, because it isn't just about starting afresh. Here's a new system. It can be, right, we've had Jaggaer 1. We've been working on the Jaggaer platform for several years.
Yeah.
Are we getting it right? Are there things we're missing? Are there new things we haven't implemented? Are there things that we've got in place that we don't need?
Yeah.
That's a whole different set of questions. And for me, it's something that doesn't get as much attention as it probably should. Sometimes people baby out with the bathwater. Let's get a new system. We're not working this as well as we could. What's your approach to that? How do you approach that kind of consultation? Because it can be just as complicated. A legacy system, it's been through several different cycles of leadership. What's the approach there?
Often. Yeah, absolutely. So we have new clients. They don't have a system at all. It's very rare. Sometimes it's more like go in and have a health check. Maybe a 4, 6, 8 week health check, talking to various people, looking at what the latest technology is on offer from Jaggaer, seeing what the client's actually purchased. Are they doing everything the same way in every country, every region, every department? Have they got different disciplines, even different policies across the globe or across different regions? So I think we start with an understanding of what the client does today, and then map that against what they could be doing in the future, and find those gaps, find those bits of value where you can pivot, maybe implement a new platform or upgrade from contracts to Contract Plus, or add on Contracts AI on the top of that, and see where that extra value can come. But that's often where we'd start with a quick dive into what do you do today, where are you missing these opportunities.